All right. So, hello and welcome everybody. We're recording today, which is a great thing because we're having a little trouble with Zoom, right?
Well,
So,
I think we're on.
oh, is it working? It might be working now. Yay! So we had a little technical difficulty. That's okay. Merry Christmas, everybody, and welcome, welcome. We're so happy you joined us at Unity Temple of Denver today. Coming to you live from the sanctuary. So we got a few little Christmas carols, really, for Gail. Yay, Gail, because she wanted to have more music. So we'll do a few of these. So if you have a Wings of Song songbook, it's all around 270. So we'll start with 271. If you can grab that out. Away in the Manger, you know the words. It's for you. We're doing this all for you. So 270 is Silent Night, and we'll do the first 3 verses, if that sounds good to everybody. Yep. 270. It's nice they put them all together, so you don't have to go hunting around. Okay, here we go. Ah. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild. Okay, so 268.
268.
Yeah, we're doing a bunch. All right, so 268. What child is this? What child is this who laid to rest on Mary's lap is singing, whom angels greet with anthems sweet, while shepherds watch our keeping. This is Christ the King, whom shepherds guard and angels sing. Haste, haste to bring him love, the babe, the Son of Mary. Just the last verse. So bring him incense, gold and myrrh, come peasant king to own him, the King of kings, salvation brings, let loving hearts enthrone him. This is Christ the King, whom shepherds guard and angels sing. Haste, haste to bring him Lord, the babe, the Son of Mary. Oh, one more to bring you in on the daily word. One more little song. One more. All right, I'm having a little falling apart here. Hold on. She's coming. Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare in whom and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. Joy to the world, the Savior reigns. Let men their songs employ, while field and floods, rocks, hills, and plains repeat the sounding joy. The sounding joy. Repeat the sounding joy. He rules the world with truth and grace, and makes the nation prove the glories of his righteousness, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love. There, yay! Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. And we were still having some God-loving Zoom situation because, well, my iPad, I finally got it going, but I didn't realize it was showing the beach of Cancun
Oh, well, that's not bad. That's good too.
instead of Unity Temple.
Wishful thinking.
We could be there in spirit.
Right. So I thought, church. We're just seeing a beach. Well, that's kind of okay. Good morning, everyone. I'm Iva Lou.
Good morning.
Good morning, darling. You know, I don't think I've ever told y'all that I'm on the board.
We love you for that.
Any time. Thank you. And announcements today is our lovely Earl is going to do the service today. Yay! And also at 1 o'clock, Earl's going to be doing the Course in Miracles.
All right.
And then next Sunday we have another guest speaker, and it is Reverend Joanne Kennedy is going to be here next Sunday.
All right.
Yeah, that's going to be super duper fantastic. And then also next Sunday, Avalou is doing her Abraham Hicks DVD Unity movie that everyone is invited to, and I blast it out, and I always do a reminder. Hope I don't annoy people too much when I do reminders, but that's what reminders are for, I think. Anyway, the Unity movie is next Sunday at 3 o'clock. And now we will go into our daily word, and it was so apropos. I love it. It's on joy.
Yeah.
So, did we sing Joy to the World?
Joy to the World was your intro.
All right. See, wasn't that great? Joy dawns in my grateful heart. Joy to the world. The carol echoes the joyous message proclaiming the Messiah's birth. Today I feel this same triumph, joy awakening in me. I may have endured a long and cumbersome journey on the way to discover the joy that is alive in me, the truth of me as a spiritual being. I may have spent years denying my spiritual identity, thinking that fulfillment, wholeness, and abundance were for others and not for me. Doggone it. Now, as I've made the Advent journey, thank God, I have kindled my faith, felt the tranquility and comfort of peace, and received the soothing touch of deep and abiding love. Those gifts have led me to understand with deep gratitude that joy is mine to know, to feel, and to live. But the angel said to them, do not be afraid, for see, I am bringing you good news for great joy for all the people. Luke 2:10. Very nice. And then next on our agenda here is that we're going to do the statement of belief together. Let me say it first, and then y'all say it beside me. Okie dokie?
Okay.
Okay. There is but one presence and one power in all the universe, God the good, omnipotent. Together, please. There is but one presence and one power in all the universe, God the good, omnipotent. And then that will lead us right into Surely the Presence song led by Diane. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel His mighty power and His grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. There's a radiant light around us as God's glory fills this place. In the silence of His presence, I can feel God's love and grace, and my heart is overflowing with the fullness of His joy. I know without a doubt
We're going to continue today in our meditation. We're going to continue on the theme of joy. We're going to meditate on joy. Do you know that joy, focus on this idea of joy. And joy is the inevitable result of gentleness. When you're truly focused on gentleness, it becomes impossible to be afraid. Because if you are focused on gentleness, what can come to interfere with your joy? The open hands of gentleness are always filled. Focus on the gentleness in yourself. Do you know that the gentle have no pain? The gentle, the truly gentle, cannot suffer. So why wouldn't the truly gentle be joyous? Those who are joyous, those who are truly gentle, are absolutely certain that they are beloved and safe. Joy goes with gentleness, so be gentle with yourself. Because grief goes with attacking yourself. You are a teacher, a demonstrator of God. You are a teacher of God. You are a demonstrator of love. Concentrate, meditate on that idea that you are a light worker. You are a love worker. And as a teacher of God, put your trust in God. Put your trust in your Creator. And be sure that your inner teacher goes before you, making sure that no harm can come to you. Hold God's gifts of love. Follow God's way. Allow God's voice to direct you in everything. Allow God's voice to direct you. Let joy be your song of thanks and gratitude. And Christ looks down on us in thanks as well. Christ's need of us is just as great as our need of Christ. How totally joyous it is to share the purpose of salvation, the purpose of love, the purpose of peace. So joy is our thought, our core idea that we will focus on and meditate on and contemplate today. The idea of joy. Joy. Oh boy. Are you ready for joy? Joy. Joy.
I get to sing now?
Yeah.
Yay!
Sing now.
Yay, just singing. Yay, just sing. So let's switch mics.
Mm-hmm.
No, turn that one off though.
Oh, is this one still on? Did you pull it back?
I didn't.
Okay, it's okay.
See if that one's live.
I think we're live. I don't know. Are we live? Live and in person?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, this is on the Christmas album. Oh, I need a little more volume on the voice. Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strains. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo. It's not Vince Giraldi. It's Justin Adams on the keys. Shepherds, why this jubilee? Why a glorious strains prolong? What the gladsome tidings be, which inspire heavenly songs? Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis
Beautiful.
Yes.
So if you need a last minute Christmas gift, we still have some of the Christmas CDs here. It's a fundraiser for the church. If you would like one, whatever love offering you have to give, please, I'd like you to have an album and
And it's
give it to the
fantastic.
church.
It is
What?
fantastic.
Thank you.
Diane.
Iva says it's fantastic.
Mhm.
So please do. You can call the church or send an email. I'll leave some here. You can come by and grab one. And whatever you can give to the church for the music, it would make everyone's heart happy and make the world a better place. Thanks so much.
Amen.
Okay.
Diane.
All right, Earl.
Okay.
Sock it to us, honey.
Let me get this situated here a little bit. Good morning.
Good morning.
Earl.
I'm Earl Purdy, and I'm glad to be here today on Christmas week, sharing love with you, sharing truth with you about how to let the truth come in, how to let the joy come in. Let me get this a little bit more comfortable for me. Yeah, okay. Now, okay. So focusing in on what would make us feel extraordinarily grateful and generous and letting the truth in at the end of this year will be a great opportunity to stretch our miracle muscles and our generosity muscles and our love muscles and our truth muscles. So I'm going to talk a little bit about generosity today, because generosity is a term that we hear a lot during the Christmas season, being generous. And what does that mean? How would you like to have another perception of generosity that's different from, a little bit different from the one that we probably have grown up with, but a generosity that will allow us to wake up and grow spiritually? And when we hear terms like wake up and grow spiritually, what in the heck am I talking about? When I talk about waking up and growing spiritually is in direct proportion to how much I'm willing to allow myself to give and receive love. However much I'm able to give and receive love, that is the level of generosity that helps us grow at a spiritual level. And giving love and receiving love, it's the same as saying giving full appreciation and then allowing yourself to receive full appreciation. One of the Course in Miracles definitions that I love of love is full appreciation. Think about that. Love is full appreciation. Do you know that many people, when they hear the term love and a person says to them, I love you, for some people that can be a somewhat frightening statement. If you've ever noticed that sometimes when you tell someone you love them, sometimes the reaction that you get is slightly different from what you would have hoped for. And that's because they are relating to love in the way that they were conditioned to experience love. And sometimes some of the pain that they've experienced in their life look like it came through the people who said what? I love you. So sometimes I love you can generate fear in people instead of the idea of love. So I try to remind everyone that I know that whenever I say to you, I love you, I'm not trying to get anything. I don't have a script for you. I don't have any expectations. And if I do, then my spiritual work is to get rid of those expectations and to get rid of those scripts. So what I really want you to hear, I really want you to hear me say when I say I love you, is I want you to hear me say, I fully appreciate you. I'm totally and completely grateful to you. So think of love as appreciation. Think of love as gratitude. Because the greatest superpower, one of the greatest superpowers that we can tune into to transform and change our life is the superpower of gratitude, the superpower of appreciation. People would be so shocked if they knew the difference that just telling the people around you that you're close to, and even those who you're not, that you're grateful for them, that you appreciate them, and that you appreciate what they do for you, and every gift of peace and joy that they share with you. If you just did that only, you would be shocked at the transformation and the changes that would happen in your intimate relationships and those you have around you. People tend to be very okay, and they can easily tell you when they're upset with you or when they think you failed them in some way or you didn't do something that they expected you to do. People can be very quick to let you know how upset they are. But what we tend to not do is with more enthusiasm or just as much enthusiasm, be willing to tell people what we are thankful for and what we are grateful for and what we appreciate about them. So if you could become as passionate about sharing your gratitude and your appreciation as you can maybe be passionate about what you may feel upset about or feel like has been lacking in your relationship with somebody, you would see a transformation occur in that relationship that would allow you to enjoy it, and today's word is joy, more than ever before. So we're talking about generosity. And in the Course in Miracles, it says that generosity has a special meaning to the teacher of God. And a teacher is a demonstrator, and God is love. So a teacher of God is a what? A demonstrator of love, a demonstrator of love, a demonstrator of peace, a demonstrator of freedom, a demonstrator of abundance, a demonstrator of spirit, a demonstrator of oneness, a demonstrator of life. So if you're a teacher of God, then you're here to be a demonstrator of love. And so when a demonstrator of true love is going to express generosity, then it's not the usual meaning of the word generosity that people are used to. In fact, it's a new meaning of generosity. And it's a meaning of generosity that needs to be learned and learn very carefully. So what is it that I'm going to give you today? I'm going to give you today a new meaning of generosity. What is it that you're supposed to do with that new meaning of generosity? You're supposed to learn it how? Very carefully. I love teaching in a question and answer format. That's covering everything right as we go, right? So like all the other attributes of God's teachers, this attribute, generosity, rests on what? What is it that generosity ultimately rests on? Generosity ultimately rests on trust. Generosity rests on trust because it's only those who trust that they're going to be always bountifully supplied by life, by God, by spirit, by truth. It's only those who actually believe they actually have and trust that they will be given and that they are sustained by God. Those are the ones who can truly give. It's difficult to give if you're not trusting that you have and will receive. So generosity ultimately rests on trust. Trust in God, trust in the universe, trust in spirit. They're all the same things. So in the truest sense, trust and generosity go together. You're not going to be generous if you're not trusting. And so the Course in Miracles says, to the world, though, what does generosity mean? Well, it says in the world, generosity means giving away. I've given it away. I don't have it anymore. I gave something to you, and what I gave to you is something that's not in my possession anymore. It's something that I don't have anymore. So generosity from the level of the world sometimes generates a feeling in people that they've somehow given something up and not necessarily received something equally valuable in return. But from a spiritual perspective, to a teacher of God, generosity means I'm giving away in order to keep. I'll say that again. Mm-hmm. True generosity is giving away in order to keep. Giving away in order to keep? What do you mean, giving away in order to keep? This has been emphasized in the textbook of the Course, and it's the thing that might be the most alien thought to the thinking of the world that we can come up with. Giving away in order to what? Giving away in order to keep. And that's an obvious reversal of the way the world thinks. The world thinks if I've given it away, I don't have it. A truth student knows I'm giving away what? In order to keep. Mm-hmm. So in the clearest way possible, at the simplest levels, the word generosity means something totally different to a teacher of God, to a teacher of love, to a spiritually aware person than it does to regular people in the way that they look at it in the world. So I'm giving this away in order to keep. I'm giving it in order to keep. Now, let's go back to the idea that your thoughts, your ideas, your consciousness, your awareness, your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, your conscious thoughts, unconscious thoughts, they create the reality that you experience. Your thoughts, feelings, emotions, and beliefs, your mind, your consciousness is creating all of your perceptions of a reality. And actually, they are creating your experience of your reality. That is one of the main tenets of metaphysical Christianity, metaphysical truth, is thought. Thought is creative. Thought is created. Thought is created. We are creators. We were created by God. God is the ultimate awareness and consciousness and thought and infinite love that created us. As a matter of fact, the Course in Miracles says something very radical, which is that we are ideas in the mind of God. That we are actually thoughts. We are actually ideas. And that even God is an idea because everything is created by ideas. And so the Course in Miracles wants us to recognize, truth wants us to recognize, the teachers of unity want us to recognize that when we talk about generosity, the way we're talking about it today, we're talking about you're giving away the thoughts that you want to keep. You're giving away the ideas that you want to keep. Because the more I share an idea, the more I focus in on an idea, and the more I share an idea, the stronger that idea becomes. So when we're talking about generosity at a mental and a spiritual level, we're really talking about a generosity that is more real than anything you could do at a material level. Because things at a material level, these things are always temporary, no matter what those things are. What's eternal is the idea behind the physical thing that you have. You see, the idea of a television will create endless televisions, even though each individual television may one day be thrown away because it's no longer working. But the idea of it will produce more of them. So the point that I'm making is that what's real is the idea. The idea is actually more real than the physical form. So if I have an idea of love, if I have an idea of generosity, if I have an idea of peace, if I have an idea of love, then that idea will reproduce itself in my physical experience, and I will see more love, more peace, more joy in my physical experience, because that idea will create that perception and will create that experience and will create that reality. So whatever you want to see more of in your life, whatever you want to experience more of in your life, then what you have to do is give away that idea. Share that idea. Focus on that idea. Talk about that idea. Nurture that idea. Be generous with the thought of gratitude. Be generous with the thought of joy. Be generous with the thought of abundance. If you are generous with these type ideas, then you will keep that idea. It's just like when you make a copy on a copy machine. You have the copy, but you also have the original also. So you're sharing it, but you're keeping the original. So that's the way it is with your thoughts. Every time I say something to you, I hear it. Every time I teach one of these lessons, I'm the one that gets the lesson again. I hear it every time I share it. So I'm sharing this, I'm being generous with these ideas, and I'm also keeping the idea. I'm giving the idea of sharing the idea of appreciation and joy. And at the same time, I'm keeping the idea of appreciation and joy. So the idea is now stronger because now you have the idea and I have the idea. So the idea has grown. The idea has expanded. The idea has become larger. So when you share an idea, it's impossible to lose what you share, because what you share just increases what you have. I have the idea of love and God and generosity. I'm sharing the idea of love and God and generosity with you, so I still have the idea. And what? Now you have the idea. Now the idea has become stronger, and because the idea is mightier, then the idea will manifest itself at an even stronger level, because both of us have the idea. So I want you to realize this is true about every single thing that you think in your life. So if you have thoughts of anger or guilt or attack or grievances or upsets, and you find yourself sharing those ideas and being generous with ideas of fear and generous with ideas of lack, okay, you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you're being generous with those ideas, they still have all the properties of ideas, which means that it will create your experience and your perception of your experience. So you're being generous, but you're being generous with things that you don't want. So you don't want to share what you don't want more of. I'll say that again. Because you know we have a tendency to give people a piece of our mind in 2 seconds. We have a tendency to let people know how upset we are, angry we are, disappointed we are, just like that. And then have a tendency to be even more bashful about thoughts of appreciation, thoughts of love, and thoughts of caring. We'll almost be shy to tell somebody, I really love you, I really appreciate you, I value you, you're important to me, you're a treasure in my life. People will be kind of afraid to say those kind of things, but they don't hesitate to go, I'm upset with you, you should have done this, and you didn't do that, and you should have done this different, and you did. So we're being generous with ideas that we don't want to see manifest more of. So I would suggest to you to stop being so generous. All right? Stop being so generous with the ideas of fear, the ideas of anger, the ideas of separation, the ideas of guilt or grievances. Don't be generous with those thoughts. Those are not the thoughts you want to be generous with. Those are not the thoughts you want to share. You want to share the thoughts you want to keep. You want to share the thoughts of joy, share the thoughts of appreciation, share the thoughts of happiness. And the Course in Miracles and Unity and everything that's true says, why would you want any kind of thought that you couldn't give away? Why would you want anything you can't give away? So if you have a thought, and it's a thought that you feel self-conscious about sharing, that you don't want to share, a thought that you want to hide, then the first thing that you should probably realize is that it's probably not a loving thought. It's probably not a thought that should be shared. If you can't share the thought, if you're afraid to share that thought with me, it's probably best that you not be generous with that thought and you keep that thought to yourself. Why? Because if you keep it to yourself and you don't share it, you're actually weakening the thought. You're actually keeping that thought in a state that it doesn't have as much power as it would have had if you share it. So this belief that we have, that we need to let everybody know how upset we are with them and as we repressing ourselves, that is, from a metaphysical level, that is totally and completely incorrect. If you have anger and upset, there are ways to learn how to deal with your anger and upset without taking it out on others and projecting it on others and then creating more anger and upset. So I'm not saying that you are to suppress all your feelings and emotions. I am saying that there are ways to deal with your feelings and emotions that don't involve being generous with anger and negativity, grievances, and attack. That's what I'm sharing with you right now. So you don't want to suffer. So you don't want to seek thoughts that you don't want to share with other people. You want thoughts that you feel really good about sharing with other people. And you do want to keep the things that is coming to you from God, and love and joy and peace and happiness and abundance is coming to you from God. As a matter of fact, the thought that you want to be most generous with is the thought of God. That talking about God, sharing the idea of God, sharing the idea of light, sharing the idea of love, sharing the idea that we have a loving creator, sharing the idea that the universe is a loving universe. These are the ideas you want to be what? Generous with. You want to give away those ideas in order to make them stronger and in order to keep those ideas for yourself. So everything that comes to you from God, all the thoughts that come to you from love, these are the thoughts you can give away in true generosity. And if you give loving thoughts away in true generosity, peaceful thoughts away in true generosity, do you know you are then protecting all of those ideas and all of those experiences for yourself forever? Love you, appreciate you.
Girl. Yeah. Holy Toledo.
It's a lot going on in Toledo.
There is a lot going on in Toledo. Earl, darling.
Yes.
You just know how to kick it, don't you, honey?
I try to teach what I need to learn.
Woo! Holy Toledo.
Yeah.
I just cannot believe it. Wow.
Thank you.
I just want to soak it in. Take it in.
Thank you.
Whew. And then taking it in,
Okay.
thank you everyone for supporting Unity Temple. We so appreciate it. And with that said, I'd like to say the blessing offertory statement. I'll say it first and then we'll say it afterwards. Diane, would you like to help me? That's an inside joke. Anyway, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Let's do it one more time.
Let's do it together.
Let's do it together.
Feeling.
Yeah, all right. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Yeah.
So
Yay, God, and so it is.
So it is.
And now, Diane, we can have a song, don't we?
I get to sing.
All right, come on down.
You looking mighty spiffy today.
Yeah.
Thank you. I just assumed that was for me.
Yeah, well, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely. You got
Am I on? Hey. Hello, 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 everyone. Merry Christmas. And I hope your holiday season is just filled with joy. And so this is for you.
Is this from your album? album?
Oh, yes, it is. And you can get one here at the church.
Can you?
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh, and every mother's child is going to spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. So I'm offering this simple phrase for kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Now we'll go into our peace song.
Yeah, let's do the peace song.
Let's do a peace song.
And let there be some peace, love, joy, and everything good.
Amen.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as our Father. Family all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. There you go.
Prayer protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And all is well. Yay, God.
Yay, God. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
God bless us, everyone.
Yes, yes. Thank you.